State's I think a very good basketball team, and I know it's a disappointing night for them. They came off the close a year ago, and they rightfully thought they had a good enough team to get out of this thing, go to the tournament, and I did too. And I thought about it all day, as a matter of fact. I mean, they're talented and they play hard, and I like their team, and so it's a disappointment to end up losing a game that matters so much to so many kids. I thought the difference was our defensive activity toward the end of the first half. I thought that turned the momentum of the game around, got us the halftime lead. Even though we had not shot the ball well, hadn't shot free throws well, hadn't made a three. And in the second half, it turned into a little bit more than just an offensive show both ways. And our guys got on a roll. He had obviously six threes in the second half. Was a huge plus for us. He shot it great about 90% of the year, but he's been in a mini slump that I'm going to declare officially ended. And Karan kept us in it offensively in the first half, and he's just such a competitive guy, and never had a player, post player, any kind of player that draws so many fouls as Karan Johnson does, and he was, when we weren't doing much of anything, he was getting them to foul him and going to the line and getting us some points. Not as many as he wanted, because he was 12 and 12 in his last game and missed a few tonight. But once he started feeling good about it, he was all right. But a very good quality win for us. I think that team with all their players is one of the better teams that we played against all year long. And so I think obviously it's an important win that we advance, but it's a win against a good team.
What got you out of that slump?
Being confident. My teammates, coaches still believe in me, and I gotta keep my head and make sure that I go out and try to make every shot. And tonight came in the mindset of leaving out on the floor, and I just want to do it.
How many of those threes were NBA ranked?
I'm not sure. I wasn't looking.
Rick, is there a sense that you sort of exhale a little bit after this, and how do you feel like you can breathe up a little bit?
I exhale after every game. I'm glad they're over one way or the other. I'm glad that I've got to go through another day like today, where you're nervous and anxious, and it's an important game, and you know how important it is. But look, I felt like the game was close to a toss-up personally. I mean, I know that we won the league and all that. I just really felt like they've got so many good players, and you guys saw all of them playing. I mean, we beat a team when their three best players played pretty good. They all three played pretty good. And if Kellen Thornton's a second-team All-OVC player, then we ought to just take the first team to the NBA and win games. So he's darn good. So we got more work to do. And fortunately, I've got a bunch of guys around me that have done that before, and they've won a semifinal game and had a day to get ready for a championship game, and they've got it done. And it's nice to have on your side.
Rick, you had 5 players play 30 or more minutes tonight, and you're going to have another fist fight on your hands tomorrow night, no matter who wins. How's that play forward?
Well, I don't think we'll see anything different on the other side, except that maybe an Eastern Kentucky team will have 3 straight games if they happen to beat Murray State. Murray State doesn't play a whole lot of guys either, and so I won't know that until we see it tomorrow night, Joe. But I don't think these guys are going to ask out, and they'll want to play 40. When it comes to that, I think adrenaline and want to will take over, and hopefully we'll be okay. Blake played tonight he was sick all last night, and didn't eat anything until pregame this afternoon, and I thought he did an awfully good job of playing through that. And nobody else really knew he struggled like that.
Would he have like a virus?
Yeah, apparently. But there's been a stomach bug around Belmont a lot, and I know some of the women's team, several of them had it last week, and so I'm assuming it was just that same thing, because it seemed to be pretty quick. And I think he ate pregame meal today, and you all know what that's like. You're not going to eat if you don't feel like it. So, but they told me late in the game, now get Blake out on defense, he looked like he was just kind of giving it one of these. His eyes were rolling around his head. But I said, no, he's our best defender. I'm not taking him out. I don't care where his eyes were going.
Coach, when do your players, when does Clark and all of them have the green light to fire the three?
Well, Ian's got it just past half court. We've always shot a lot of threes and done a pretty nice job of making it a high percentage, even though we do shoot a lot. I don't think shooters can be effective unless they've got a comfortable green light, and they learn that from their coach through practice. They learn it. We'll say that wasn't good enough. That was too quick, too deep, too contested, and that's what practices are for. And hopefully they get to games and they've got an understanding of what's a good shot and what isn't a good shot. And he'll tell you when you're not making them, and if you're confident in shooting is an important part of your game, sometimes, and Ian done it a few times in this little slump where he wants it so bad he's taken one that he didn't let come to him, that he kind of forced, and you usually don't get your makes back when you start forcing things, hoping one of them will go in and you get going. So I just and you know what, we make more turnovers than some teams do. And that's another thing with me, is just a freedom thing. If the guy's a great passer and he can jump all over him every time he throws one away, that might have led to a layup or a lob to a post player. We threw a lob tonight and got one. Every now and then he's not going to make a good pass right. He's going to throw it over and out of bounds or short and get it deflected. But he's got to feel like he can make that play because it's the right one to make.
Ron, talk about how physical it was when you tried to penetrate in there. It looked like they had three guys around you all the time.
Yeah, they're extremely physical, extremely athletic. They're one of the more harder teams to finish against. So when we get in there, we're really focusing on looking out for shooters. And, first half they weren't really going, but these guys are great shooters, and they've proven themselves over the course of their career to be great shooters. So yeah, of course, anytime you go into a lane, you're going to take a beating, especially with Thornton and Rhett and Covington down there. I mean, and even Miller to the point, they're just so physical, and that's part of their game, and that's how they play, and that's why they get wins. And so we just want to be, stay in control, make the right play, even when we were under pressure.
Coach, you guys won the battle of the offensive boards. How important was that to get those extra possessions?
For us, it's always a huge plus, because we're behind season long in that, and we're an undersized team. I think a lot of it tonight was longer rebounds, sort of deflected rebounds that come down below your shoulders, where our team actually has a chance of getting them. I'd have to look at them all, but when I looked at halftime at the numbers, I was pleasantly surprised that we had about 9 and they had about 4 offensive rebounds, and we had a higher percentage of our misses than they did of theirs. Anytime we can get a higher percentage of our misses than the other team, and that's the way I don't look at numbers of rebounds, I look at the percentage, then it's a real plus for us, because we're usually on the lower side of that.
Ricky missed 11 shots in a row, 0 for 10 in the first half, so there's an opportunity for more offensive rebounds. But
yeah.
Is the stretch that you went through in the first half reminiscent a little bit of what happened the last time you played this team when you shot so far?
I guess a little bit. We were up 18-8 over there, and we had about 6 offensive possessions up 18-8. Didn't score on any of them, and then they started chipping away and ended up pulling away and winning the game. And but that's you got to give them credit for some of that. They play with effort. They try to do what they're asked to do by their coach. They don't make shots. The shots don't come easy against them. So you're just going to have that against a team. I think they were leading the OVC in 3-point percentage defense, and they're long and get there quick.
Ian, when you sat down the first half with 2 fouls, did that kind of light a little fire under you for when you got your chance in the second half?
I don't know, but I was really focused on just being that teammate that encouraged my teammates that was out on the floor. Reese and JJ, those guys stepped up. I think Brandon Baker also had 2 fouls early in the first half, and those guys that were on the floor stepped up and made plays defensively, and I think this kind of got us out of our little offensive slump. We got easy baskets, got us going, and got us fired up. I think they kept us. They kind of carried over to the second half.
Karan, when he gets on a roll like that in the second half, what's it like as a teammate? How fun is it?
Find him. Even in transition, find him, give it to him early. And, when he gets hot like that, it's like a 30-foot layup, man. You just get it to him and tell him to shoot, yell at him to shoot. And so, it's just fun to watch, man. When you can count on somebody like him to make shots and on a consistent basis that he does, it's just such a relief to have and such a pressure release to know that if he's open, you got a really great chance that it's going down. And so we just got to, continue to find him and JJ and Trevor and whoever's got the hot hand. When we do make those defensive stops, just to find them and get them their open shots and let them keep shooting.
Coach, what would a win tomorrow mean for your program? 3 straight trips to the NCAA tournament, from 2 different conferences?
I don't know about to the program. I think for a coach that recruits guys and cares about their experience there, it means that you promised them a chance and that they'd get to go. I think sometimes we all focus on what's it do for the future. I'd be more appreciative of what it did for the guys on our team and if they got to go play in the NCAA tournament. It's going to do good things. There's no question about that. And these guys are here because the generation of players before them went to 3 straight tournaments and they saw a chance to play in the NCAA tournament. I don't think either one of these guys would be sitting here if Justin Hare and Andy Wick and Matthew Dotson and a bunch of guys hadn't won 3 straight ASUN championships and gone to the NCAA tournament. Players want to play in that tournament, and it will help. It will help. These guys, their senior class, and the 3 guys that graduated a year ago have taken what those 06 through 8 teams did and made us much more nationally competitive. Even with those teams and going and having good teams, nobody was talking about at-large bids. We weren't getting top 25 votes. These guys have for 3 years now had us being discussed as one of the better 40 or 50 basketball teams in the country, and this class has done that for us.
For both players, talk about what that played in when they were recruiting you, and you saw this program going to NCAA tournaments. Did that factor into you choosing Belmont?
Yeah, of course. You come here and Coach always talks about the guys on the team are our best recruiting tool. And you come here and you talk to these guys and you talk to the alumni who have played here, and you just see how important it is to them, how important this program is to them, and you just want to carry on their legacy. Those guys before us have laid the groundwork, and just what Coach does is at the beginning of every year we have a dinner with all of our alumni players that have come through the program. And I think that's just such a huge team building moment, program building moment, because you get to talk to these guys and they went through the same thing that you did. They went through the same practices. You can't beat that, playing for a program that cares about success and doing it the right way, like Coach Burden and our staff does. And when you get to talk to those guys, you'll see just how important it is, and you just want to be a part of that. You want to give them, the opportunity to. You want to be part of that team that takes it to the next level, and then those guys that come in want to take it to the next level, and that's how you build a powerhouse program.
Ian.
Said it all. Basically, like we said, we talk to those guys at the alumni dinner, and you hear the stories that they tell us, and especially those guys that went to the NCAA tournament 3 straight times, and you want to be a part of that. You want to have that experience. Your 4 years at Belmont, and so these guys, the Coach Bird recruits, we take pride in doing things the right way, like Karan said, and take pride in playing hard. And we leave it out all on the court. There's no telling what can happen. And me speaking personally, our 4 years here, we've been blessed enough to make it to those NCAA tournaments, and hopefully keep it going.
For either of you players, you guys have obviously been in this position before. What's What's it like tonight going into tomorrow, and is it any different this year in this building, in this tournament?
Coach Greg told us in the locker room, get 30 seconds to smile and have fun, it's back to business. So, you know, we've been in predicament before. It's kind of different, I would say, just not playing 3 games straight, only playing 2. I know a lot of guys are still banged up from the physical game, but I think just the mindset of our guys is just coming in and being ready, being focused mentally and physically, you know, taking our scouting report and our practices tomorrow very seriously and being ready to play.
I don't, you know, we've always come to this mindset. We don't worry about the at-large bid. This is win or go home for us. Coach has said it in practice all week. This is the most important week of our lives. You know, we're not playing for at-large bid. We're playing for that automatic bid because nothing's guaranteed now. And you know, speaking for our senior class, you know, we want to go out the way it was left for us, and that's on top. We don't want to be the team to let people down, but you know, like you said, it's win or go home now. There's no thinking otherwise, and that's how you got to prepare.
Coach, I know you were worried about the matchup problems BSU would present, but with these 2 guys and their styles, I mean, does that kind of neutralize what those guys can do and cause problems for a team like that is so big?
Probably, but you know what they did? They changed their lineup, and they didn't play 3 big guys much at all last night. Maybe not at all last night, and then they finally went to it tonight, remembering that at their place we had a hard time when we had to take our small 3-man guard Covington inside. And then when they did that, we were already ready. We counted with a bigger defensive lineup. And we put Brandon Baker in and moved Blake to the 3 spot when we had defensive dead balls, and just to try to keep him from picking on JJ or whoever the little guy was trying to guard a guy like Covington. So, but you're right. I mean, there's always give and take. If you got a big lineup in, you're going to have a hard time guarding guys like this, just like they're going to have a hard time guarding me. I think I worry more about the boards than I do the half-court defensive part of it. I worry about the missed shots. We do a good job on defense when we're undersized and they got 3 big guys that rebound it great.